The Lockdown Podcast with Lekkersweet.
Okay, I told you that I'm gonna be joined by a rapper in studio. Yeah, he goes by the name Christar Legwaragwara. Christar, welcome to the Lockdown Podcast Hip Hop Edition.
Thank you, Lekkersweet, and dumelang to the listeners of the Lekkersweet podcast show.
Yeah, man, when I first knew you, you were just Christar. Where does that Legwaragwara extension of your name come from?
Hey, Lekkersweet, man. I've always carried Legwaragwara in me, man, throughout the years, man. I've always carried that boy. So, as part of rebranding and making a music comeback, it was a proper time for me to cough him out of me, you know, because he has been trapped inside of me. So, yeah, man, it was just part of rebranding and refreshing.
Talking about a comeback, when you left the industry, had you planned to leave for good, or it was just a calculated break?
I honestly never thought I'll actually make a music comeback. But you know, man, unemployment, sitting at home, doing nothing, actually forced me to actually start writing music again. So, and I think quitting was the worst decision I've ever made, because rhythms could actually hunt me wherever I was going, whatever I was doing. I could find myself singing the music that I've never heard of. Actually, I plan to quit forever, but yeah, here I am. I'm back again.
And here you are back now with a Pedi Trap manuscript. Tell us about it.
The good thing that came with my music comeback, it's Pedi Trap. It's something that I've been worried about when I was actually studying the game from the distance. So I could see that we actually have a lot of Zulu trap, and then we don't have Pedi Trap. I was like, wow, man, come on, why can't we do that? I came back, I dropped Hustle Hard 2 years back, and then I was like, this is what we need to do. We need Pedi Trap. I was criticized, but I knew that we need to have our own contribution in the existing body of work of trap. Well, it took 2 years to fine tune and mastering this trap thing. It was not done overnight. It was a 2-year progress. However, we actually managed to find our feet inside the game.
Talking about the community of trappers, trap is known to be a sub of rap, right? So since there's Pedi Rap and there are rappers competing to be Pedi Rap kings, did you probably follow a trap as a means to deviate from that competition, or you are also a king in your own castle?
I wrote both Bibles. I'm the first Pedi rapper. I can't deviate from competition. I'm a competition killer, man. From day one, I've been killing it. But however, that's not important for me. I don't care about competition. I don't care about being the king. I don't care about all these other things. The most important thing about me is commercializing our Pedi rap music. So, which I didn't completely leave, but when I started actually doing Pedi trap, was actually for me to actually move with times. I mean, like, you can't say, now in 2020, when people are watching TV, got the flat screens, and then when I decide when you go level the TV are black and white. And again, if there was a prize for being the Pedi rap or trap king, I mean, yeah, man, if there was money for that, I would actually jump the wagon and fight for the title.
Money. Okay. Most people say it's easy to make money when you do house than when you do hip hop music. What's your take on that?
That's not true. It's absolutely rubbish, because not everybody loves house music. We know that we have a very good following of hip hop in South Africa. It depends. When you're good, you're good. When you're producing good music, you'll make good money. It's about having radio-friendly tracks, and then also the tracks that everybody can love, and then you can be able to make money.
All right, in the beginning of the year, in January, you did a back-to-school event. What was the motivation and the motive behind that event?
There's not any motive with that. The primary objective is giving back to the community, using the influence that I have to be able to gather the resources and giving back. That's the ultimate thing. I think everybody should do that. And again, I know the importance of education, and then me as an educated artist, I know the significance of instilling confidence in the underprivileged learners who can actually have smile and confidence wearing proper school uniform going to school. You don't know, tomorrow we could be having the next Christar Legwaragwara or the next doctor who actually you have put smile on their faces by virtue of them having school uniform to go to school.
And you promised to pledge the profits generated from your album sales to that project. Tell us about that.
Absolutely true, man. I have the second annual Back to School First happening, whereby I'm going to buy more school uniforms and to underprivileged learners. So definitely gonna do that. This project is big. We're still going to actually expand the project. I can't just spill the beans now. Before we start practicalizing everything, because people steal people's ideas.
And you also mentioned being an educated artist. What's your take on artists who completely drop out of school, specifically primary and high school, with the aim of pushing music, just music?
I know it's not an easy thing to talk about education in the modern era here in South Africa, particularly because we have over 10 million unemployed youth. So we need to find a way of actually encouraging the youth to actually develop the love of education through Back to School First. It's what I intend to do, to actually spread the love of education and the significance of education, because it's useless to have uneducated artists who can't even read contracts or who are going to actually make bad decisions in life. Education, it is proven to be a vehicle to actually rationality.
Okay, if you just tuned in, we are talking to Christar Legwaragwara. He's a rapper from Turfloop. Christar, here we are facing a pandemic, coronavirus, COVID-19. What's your take? How does it affect you as an artist?
Coronavirus has changed our lives in so many ways. It has actually even started preparing the way we actually approach life in so many ways, how we interact with other people. So me as an artist, it has actually halted my progress, because I was supposed to actually seal a few deals which were going to be very massive for my fans and for Limpopo, but we could not seal them. Everything it has to be put on ice up until we're done with the lockdown.
Indeed, we just have to wait, just like you out there listening to the Lockdown podcast with Lekkersweet. Now we're going to deviate a little bit. We spoke more of Christar's music, and now we are going straight to this.
Quick Five on the Lockdown podcast.
Yo, Christar, this segment of the show is called the Quick Five. So here I'm just gonna ask you 5 random questions. You just mentioned one. It's more like a multiple choice, but with 2 choices. Okay, let's see. Polygamy or monogamy?
Polygamy.
Manual or automatic?
Automatic.
Slender or chubby?
Slender.
Nicki Minaj or Cardi B?
None of the above.
Malana or chicken dust, aka Koya Wesiwa?
Chicken dust.
All right, Christar. There we go. It's Christar Legwaragwara. Man, before you leave, how do people get hold of you in terms of following as well as bookings?
They can follow me on Facebook as Christar Legwaragwara, Instagram Christar Legwaragwara, Twitter @Christar Legwaragwara, or they can send me an email on legwaragwara7@gmail.com, or they can WhatsApp me on 076 8073506. If they want me, they can also WhatsApp me.
All right, Christar, thank you for hanging with us. All the best in the industry, bro.
Thank you very much, Lekkersweet, and the listeners of Lekkersweet podcast. So kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll be dropping my new music video on Friday, this coming Friday, on the 3rd of April 2020. Yeah, man, it's Popa.
All right, that was Christar Legwaragwara on the Lockdown Podcast, the hip hop edition with Lekkersweet. Remember, the Lockdown Podcast is not only focused on hip hop, we do all other genres. Yeah, so if you wanna join us on the show as well, you can send a message to 079 672 5222 or inbox on my Facebook personal profile is me, Lekkersweet Ntoke, and my page, Lekkersweet. And we are busy with a WhatsApp group. That's where you're gonna send some of your music to play on the Lockdown Podcast. Stay tuned and hear what we're gonna talk about tomorrow. Yeah, on Thursday we're gonna be doing some rumba kwasa. We will be talking about African content, you know. Yeah, so I'm going out with Christar's song. This one is called Popa.
Ngwana batho o tlo popa ke